Hi there and welcome to Ian's Engage channel. I'm Ian. In this video I'm going to review the Dapol Class 122. The model is currently available in BR Green, BR Blue and BR Blue-Grey liveries for Engage. I've gone for the Blue-Grey liveried option and have also opted for the DCC fitted version. 20 single-car, double-ended Class 122 units were built in 1958 by the Gloucester Railway Carriage and Wagon Company. These were supplemented by a further 9 single-ended trailer units. They were used extensively in the London Midland region of British Railways, although they were also in service elsewhere, notably in Scotland and Cornwall. They were designed for and operated mostly on branch lines, and were ideal for stations that didn't have space for a runaround loop. Along with the closely related Class 121 units, they were nicknamed bubble cars by enthusiasts, which was a moniker that was officially adopted by the rail operator before the units were retired from service. The Class 122 units were in continuous service from 1958 until they were withdrawn in 1995. Since withdrawal, a number of units have been preserved and can be seen at a number of heritage railway sites. The exact product code of the Loco I'm reviewing is shown on the end of the box and can be seen on screen now. The model comes in a hard plastic case that's surrounded by a cardboard sleeve. Inside the case, the Loco is securely held within a hard foam enclosure that is moulded around the Loco. Also in the packaging are the Loco's instructions, which cover the usual topics including lubrication, running in, DCC fitting and where to fit accessories. Unfortunately, my Loco didn't come with an accessory pack, so it must have gone astray on its journey from the factory. However, just because my accessory pack was missing didn't mean that the model was devoid of details. In fact, straight out of the box, this was one of the most detailed model Locos I'd encountered in Engage. Probably the most notable feature of the model is the incredibly delicate twin exhaust system that runs up the front of the Loco. Or is it the rear of the Loco? The exhausts are separately fitted and nicely picked out in silver. The colourful details continue under the chassis, where various components that I won't pretend I know the names of are picked out in various colours. The blue-grey colouring of the bodywork accurately matches my other stock, and the yellow ends likewise, and all colours look prototypical. Unfortunately, while removing the Loco from its packaging, I managed to chip some of the yellow paint off the corner of the Loco, which I was quite surprised about, as I'd expected the paintwork to be more robust. This may have been because the hard foam enclosure is very tight-fitting, meaning a lot more care than usual is required when removing a Loco from its box. Otherwise, the application of paint is good, with no visible overspray. Separately fitted parts have also been well applied, with no visible glue marks being present. Transfers are nice and clear, with the tiny lettering being legible under magnification. The interior of the Loco hasn't been forgotten either, with the commuter portion having moulded seats and tables, with the seats having that bright blue colouring that was prevalent in the 1970s and 80s. The cabs at each end of the Loco also have some nice moulded interior details, including seats and controls. Staying with the cab ends, there are separately fitted windscreen wipers and destination boards that can be illuminated and show different destinations at each end of the Loco. As well as all of that detail, the Loco also has some very nice features. These include a 5-pole motor that incorporates a flywheel. There are pickups on all of the wheels, ensuring excellent electrical connectivity to the motor, and the Loco also has an X18 decoder socket for DCC operation. It also features directional lighting, having red and white marker lights and illuminated destination boards. The bogies are fitted with NEM pockets that contain Rapido-style couplers as standard. The wheels operate with pinpoint bearings, giving very smooth running. The unit is also light bar ready and is compatible with Dapol's light bars, although I've not tested this functionality. The Loco weighs in at 68 grams, which is plenty enough to haul a single coach around should the need arise. I have the factory-fitted DCC version of the Loco, and I've had mixed results while running it. When using my DigiKeys DR5000 to operate the Loco, I found that operation was jerky and, if anything, over-responsive. Speeds were unrealistic, with the Loco taking off like a rocket at the slightest turn of the throttle. However, having controlled the Loco using my NCE power cab for the past couple of months, I found that it operates the Loco much more smoothly. Speed changes are much more gradual, hence much more realistic. I'm now even able to make the Loco crawl, which was impossible when using the DigiKeys controller. However, it's still too fast, and I'd have liked that to have been addressed through better gearing. Yes, it could be solved by modifying CV values in the speed table, but that won't be of any help to DC operators. There's obviously an issue between the DCC decoder fitted to the model and my DigiKeys controller, but I can't blame the model for that, as otherwise it runs beautifully when operated with the power cab. In terms of accessibility, the roof can be removed to gain access to the DCC decoder socket. However, care must be taken not to damage the exhausts that are fitted to the body and overhang the roof. I haven't actually tried to remove the roof from my model, as I purchased a factory-fitted DCC model, and don't want to tempt fate and break some of the marvellous details. For lubrication, the bogies can be easily removed to gain access to the worm gears. The price for the DCC fitted version on Dapol's website at the time of review is £183.60, but I picked up my model last year from Rails of Sheffield for a penny over £160. Rails are currently selling the DCC fitted version for £156.06, and the DCC ready version for £128.52. I think the price at the retailers is more or less spot on for this model, and I wouldn't hesitate at purchasing another one should the need arise. The model is packed full of details, has a great motor, and incorporates some excellent lighting features. Lighting can further be enhanced by fitting factory-produced light bars, which would be a great addition to an already well-specified Loco. The only downside, if you can call it a downside, is that the model needs to be handled incredibly carefully. The exhausts at the end of the Loco are precarious and delicate to say the least, and I fear them snapping off every time I pick up the model. The paintwork also seems to be a bit too fragile, and seems to flake off with the slightest knock. However, I'd still recommend one of these lovely looking bubble cars, as I think they'd enhance any layout. I'll finish up with a few running shots of the Loco going around my test track. Okay, so that's about it for this review. Do you have one of these Locos? If so, what are your experiences with it? Has the paintwork on yours been as fragile as the paintwork on mine? Or have you had similar running issues to those I've encountered? More importantly, have you managed to keep the model intact, especially that fragile looking exhaust system? Please let me know in the comments section. In the meantime, thanks ever so much for watching. Hopefully there'll be another review along soon. Bye.